Hello, my name is Presentation-Marseca, and I interviewed David Pop, the owner of Chef Supply, for my interview project. Whenever I was first taking this project on, I thought I was interviewing for 30 minutes and then be done and give a presentation that was okay. But I interviewed him and I was there for an hour. And I learned so much about being not only a good business person, but being a good businessman. Well, what does Chef Supply do? Chef Supply is a seller for industrial restaurant equipment. Basically, anything that's not food, he sells to a restaurant, which is kind of funny. He sells like ovens, fryers, assembly lines, fridges, stuff like that. And what was so crazy is that he decided to tap into this market whenever he dropped out of high school. He thought to himself, well, how can I back off China? So he decided to find vendors and just start selling these restaurant equipment to small businesses all around Kentucky. Because he knew most of these people because he worked in construction for most of his life. And what he was doing at first was just buying it and selling it, trying to be a middleman. And then I asked him, well, how do you plan these things? And he said, well, mostly communication. Right now I have two teams, one that installs and one that finds the best deals and the fastest way to do it, and the fastest way to get it here. So I asked him, well, how do you obviously plan? He says, well, I have their numbers for the installation team. If they're out doing a run, I can call them at any moment. I can text them, I can email them. And then with my networking team, they're right next door to my office. So I can literally walk over there, they can walk over towards me, and I can see what's going on, and I can be in the action for as long as possible. Well, so then I asked him, well, how do you obviously choose who works for you? And he said, word of mouth. Like, my networking team has been working for me since I started the business, and it was literally just his friends who were buying wood and cement for his old construction company, and they're like, hey, let's get into these ovens, let's get into these fryers, find the best way, find the best deal to obviously pay for this. And then the installation team was literally his son's friends who needed a job during the pandemic. And I asked him, well, how do you innovate? That was the question I always wanted to know. He said, well, I started the installing team about a year ago during the pandemic because my sales were going down and obviously people could buy this stuff, but as soon as we had it, nobody wanted to install it because nobody was really working. So what I did was find my own installation team. I taught him how to install it. We figured it all out. And I got trucks and everything, forklifts, and I got him to install it so we can actually add more to it. So we can get more money, and I can also keep business alive and move. So then I asked him, well, how do you motivate these people? And he came back to me with another question, which is the most Italian thing I've ever heard. Would you rather be loved or feared? And I said, I don't know, loved. And he said, I'd rather be feared. Because I treat my employees well, but I don't treat them enough for them to slack off. I get a certain motivation out of them whenever they fear me. They fear that I can fire them at any moment, but we still have that mutual respect for each other. That they won't cross me, or they will not slack off during any work. So then I said, well, is that how you motivate these people? And he said, kind of, but I also motivate them by leading by example. One of my old employees, got terminal cancer and died 1 month after. I paid for the entire funeral and gave his wife a year's salary. And he said, my employees see that and they want to be more motivated to do more work for me. Because they see that and they know that their family's going to be taken care of after they die. So that's exactly what happens. So then I said, well, how do you choose these people? If there was internet and you were starting just from square one today, how would you choose these people? And he said, internet. The internet's a very powerful place. You can find anybody that you need. I probably do it mostly through apps or find people on the street. I know a lot of people now. And if I was starting from square one, I'd still know a lot of people. So I just figured out from there. But it's still a family-run business. My mom still does my books. I still have an aunt that is my other CPA, does my self-tax returns. And that's exactly what, it's a small business. He's not trying to do a big overhead, it's just a small business. And what I took away from that was, what kind of businessman do I want to be? Do I really want to tap in this market? I don't think so. As you can see, I'm not much working with my hands. I'm kind of a talking person. So, everyone that is actually tapped into this market while while his business is still up and running, he's drove him out of business. And I kind of want to make money. I don't want to be drove out of business and go bankrupt. So, the kind of person I want to be is like him, but a businessman like him. I would love to do an apprenticeship with him and learn about why he works so hard and what that chip on his shoulder really is. Because I feel like I have that exact same chip and I want to be the best I can. And I want to be that kind of businessman. I want to care about my employees. I want to care about everybody that works with me. And that was my main takeaway. Thank you so much for listening to me for, I don't know, 7 minutes.